Okay, so today the project is I found these saddlebags and I started jeweling them. I found there's some like older style stuff. They used to do this in the like 50s, 60s, all of these little buttons and ribs and stuff. Well, I made this mount kind of like how old panheads would mount their saddlebags. They would be up here. But the problem I'm having is the saddlebag is starting to rub on my axle nut. So my plan is I'm gonna take some round bar. I'm gonna take this bag off. I'm gonna take some round bar. I'm gonna run some round bar around and then weld it to this bracket, clean up this bracket, and then so that the saddlebag doesn't rub on there, and then the bag would rub a hole through. So I'm gonna take the 4 bolts out, and then I'm gonna make a little bracket to hold it. I think they're 10mm nuts. Ugly bracket, and my concern that I'm having is right here. So what I think I'm gonna do is, because I had to build, I built this after I built this bike. That's when I got this bag, and I always wanted one with a bag on it. So I made this bracket off of existing bolts. So my sissy bar bolt, I drilled a little hole for a bolt in the sissy bar, and then my passenger peg. So yeah, so now I just need to bring a bar from somewhere right here over, and then probably up. And yeah, and for that I have this. What I'm going to make it out of is this 3/16 or something like that, steel rod. Yeah. So I got it cut to the length I believe I need. And then it's a little rusty, so take this, put it in my drill. And then we'll find, I have some Scotch Brite somewhere. Just had it out. This is probably why I don't need a bigger shop, because I can't find the stuff I need. Found it. So to say, I can't find the stuff I need when I need it. That's some red Scotch Brite, and then here is a piece of 80 grit. Alright, so that's clean enough for me. Here we go, got it all polished up. Now I'm gonna lay it on the bag and I'm gonna make some marks. Probably gonna take my torch, heat it up so I could get some nice little tight bends, and then yeah. this. It's bent up so it holds up in there pretty good. I got a cut and marked it, and it's gonna sit about like that. So now I gotta take this bracket off and weld it to this post, and then I'll put it back on, see if it fits correctly, does its thing, and then I'll put some paint on it. Okay, so I got the bracket bolted back on. This is the bar that I just welded in there, and see how it's gonna keep the saddlebag from rubbing on this nut, which was actually starting, you can see where it was starting to kind of rub through. So yeah, and then I could after this I could use these to tie the saddlebag if I need to. But let's get the saddlebag back on there, and yeah. All right, I got my bag back on. It looks like there's gonna be plenty of room. Let's see if we could show you. See how that axle nut right there is no longer gonna allow, this rod is not gonna allow that axle nut to rub through the leather bag. So that's rad. So my plan is to ride with it for a few days, make sure everything's good, and then I'll pull it off and paint it. There's a couple, as you can see, there's a little section right here I want to trim up of the back steel plate. I got this piece, but yeah, before I paint it. But yeah, and then these are those little things that I've been putting on them. I got some more ordered. The goal is to try to cover this whole thing as much as I can possibly do. Yeah.